Okay, so you're gonna start off every Olm basically the same way. Just stand right on this line, you're gonna wait to see which side Olm comes up on, and then as soon as you can click the hand, spam click the hand. If you land a hit, he's gonna look middle. If you land a hit, he's gonna look melee side. If you don't land a hit, he looks middle, and then you just start running and you're already in sync. Remember, when you attack, you want to attack on the same tick Olm is going to attack, which means you kind of have to pre-click. If you splash like that, then you just put on Prey Range or Prey Mage, whichever you prefer, and just keep going like you didn't splash. Sometimes you'll get a teleport when that happens. That's just unlucky. If you really want to avoid it, what you can do when you splash like that is you can go all the way over here, and then keep running the head just like that. It's not as good because you miss ticks, but I mean, if you're learning, it's probably just way better. Yep, mage running is always the same. There is pretty much no variables unless you mess up running the head. It really just takes practice. You just gotta sit down and grind it to get the rhythm down. You can also walk like this. Save yourself a bunch of run if you really need to. Say you're doing a no prep and you only have like one stam and you're unconfident you'll be able to make it through. You just walk like this and conserve as much run as possible. Okay, so it's off there. That's fine. We'll just go to the safe spot and wait to continue. Yeah, walking's completely unnecessary if you have 4 doses. You can probably make it through as long as you have reasonable DPS. I should have done this way sooner. Nah, I had to 0 anyways, doesn't matter. Get the head turning. You never want to just sit in the middle. If you're sitting in the middle, you're just tanking a bunch of unnecessary damage. When you turn the head, you're basically dodging an auto attack every time. Okay. So it's Crystal Face, I don't really have to worry about much here. So let's see what we got. Auto. Special. Okay, cool. So we'll just deal with the special. That's auto 1. That's null. That's auto 2. We're going to skip the special on this side. Attack when you see the head move, and we're in 4-1. Okay, auto 2 happens here, then special happens here, but we skip it. Auto 1, null, auto 2, special happens here. You're always skipping the special on the melee side and always skipping the second auto on the middle. Okay, so this is how you deal with the falling crystals. I can't really explain it as I do it, you just gotta move in a specific way. If you stand still too long, you will get hit by it like I did there. Gotta remember to change your prayers as well. Take a bunch of unnecessary damage. Nice. That's 4-1. Cool. So in between phase, you don't want to brew up all the way because if you'll notice, I only have 1:30 left on my overload, give or take. And you'll get 50 HP back when that happens, and you'll most likely be mage running, so it's not like you'll need the extra HP above 50. Well, that is some lag right there. Okay, well, if you're not dumb, then you would start by speccing like that and just keep going like mage running. Yeah, that is definitely not how you start the phase out. You're supposed to start the phase by just speccing the hand and then turning the head, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. Getting really unlucky with the off prayers, but that's okay. That's not going to be teleports. Good. Oh, right. You should also unequip your, anything that gives negative magic bonus when you can. Not super important when you're learning, but once you get a little bit more comfortable, you can do it. Definitely does make somewhat of a difference. Also should put on Augury as well, although Augury honestly doesn't make a huge difference either. Another important thing is that when you want to brew, especially when you're mage running, you should wait until your overload's about to refresh. That way you're never below 120 mage. Okay, I'm just going to keep running like this. You don't have to click the hand like that either, I just like to. Cool. So, I'm at 46 HP and I want to be a lot higher before I start doing the melee hand. So I'm gonna wait for my overload to be ready to restore. That's a little early, but that's okay. The closer you can get it to the restore mark, the better. Alright. Acid phase, so... Whoops. Acid phase, so not a whole lot to worry about here. So that's auto 1. No, I'm gonna wait a tick here. I waited a tick because I was attacking the same tick as Olm was, which means the head wouldn't have turned as soon as I touched that middle spot, so I had to wait a tick to make it turn. It's the null we, or that's the second attack we just skipped. That's the special. Okay, this is the acid run. I'm not very good at dealing with it, but I'm gonna do my best here. And I already messed it up. Beautiful. I was only supposed to auto once there. It's okay. So if this happens, what you normally do is just walk it off like that. You don't really need to do damage. It's very difficult. That's auto 1. That's null. So if you hit a 0 that had will turn middle, that's fine. You just keep going like normal. Get that head to turn. So right there you notice that I didn't attack because I attacked early or late. I knew when to move to the middle spot just from experience. Like, I'm not counting the ticks or anything in my head. I just kind of knew, like, oh, it's about to look middle or attack, so I'm gonna move now. That just comes with experience. But if you're attacking on the same tick as Olm, you'd wait one tick. If you're attacking one tick after Olm, you would okay. If you're attacking one tick after Olm, then you're on tick. If you're attacking one tick before Olm, you'd wait 2 ticks in whatever zone. So if I was attacking one tick before Olm, I would have sat in that middle spot for 2 ticks instead of just 1. A lot of that stuff just comes with practice. If you just set it up in the most basic ways, like if you wait to see Olm auto attack and then you auto attack, it'll be automatically set up. Okay, so for P3 we're actually going to start it the right way. What you're going to do is you're going to be hitting the melee hand first, so we're going to go ahead and just drop a spec immediately. Spec again. I attacked one tick after Olm, so the head's going to turn there. And the great thing about phase 3 is that you can automatically start in 4-1 basically. So you notice I'm attacking the same tick Olm is, so I'm just going to wait a tick here. There. And there we go, we're in 4-1. Now on phase 3 the flame wall can happen. So what I'm doing is every time Olm's going to do his auto 1 on me, I'm going to be sitting in a spot where the flame wall will cancel out. So if I'm right here and Olm decides to flame wall, he'll just do nothing. He'll just kind of like hiccup. Again, you don't have to know how to do that for learning 4-1, but it is very helpful so you don't get thrown off by a flame wall being thrown at you. Okay, so you never want to do more, or you never want to hit Olm again when he's higher than or lower than your max hit is. So my max hit is a 57 with this gear, so if he's below 57, I'm just not going to hit him. Because if you can max hit, you will max hit, basically. Just do regular mage running, and remember we want to kill the melee hand first, because the melee hand can heal and the mage hand cannot heal. Whew. It's very easy to want to kill the mage hand first because the lance is so accurate it almost never misses, but if you get unlucky and the hand starts healing as soon as you kill the mage hand, then you're kind of out of luck. You can turn off your overhead prayer when you're mage running since you're obviously not taking any damage. You see I splashed there and I still turn the head. That can happen, and it's another reason why you should wait to see what the head does in the middle. When you hit it, when you splash, and the head still turns to the mage side, that's because it was like the null phase in its attack cycle. I don't know why it looks all the way over there, it just does. So just note that can happen. So like right here I'm going to wait, it looked middle, so I'm going to go all the way. Plenty of time to react. Now my max mage is at 46-ish? So right there, that's my max hit, so I'm going to stop hitting it. Gonna do this, not get hit by a flame wall. Last hit. Now we're going to kill a mage hand. Make sure that when you're doing this, you're not standing in the middle of the room, or you're always moving. If you're just standing around, then you're going to get hit by a flame wall. Okay, now for the head phase, super basic stuff. It's really important that you just keep the head turning. If you keep the head turning, Olm can't auto you, so you can control how much damage you take. Now the tricky part is weaving in attacks. If you have a crossbow, like a Dragon Hunter crossbow, or if you have a bow, like a twisted bow, what you can do is super cheese. You can just attack once, turn the head, keep moving, attack once, turn the head. This is kind of the newbie way to do it. I'm just gonna re-overload here. If you re-overload, or if you're kind of panicking, just remember to keep turning the head. If you're turning the head, you're taking a lot less damage. You're not going to get hit with specials like the acid spit that's going to make you panic more. It's really important to just make sure you're keeping the head turning when you're doing stuff like this. Now the timing for actually getting the head to turn properly... Oh, I'm out of stam. Whoops. The timing for actually getting the head to turn properly will take a little bit of work. It's not that hard. Just kind of run back and forth and get a feel for it, basically. So like right now, I'm kind of panicking a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep the head turning, brew up till I'm comfortable. Put on whatever prayer I think he's gonna use on me. Alright, and this is the actual where you're supposed to kill the head. So you attack 4 times, I believe, for every one that Olm attacks you. So you're gonna attack here and immediately leave the zone. Attack here. Wait 1 tick, leave the zone, attack. Attack here. Make sure the head turns middle, and then attack there and move. Alright, yeah. I'm not an expert. I do mess up. Clearly. But yeah, it's just important that you keep the head turning. If you keep the head turning, you're taking less damage, and you're going to be able to survive the head a lot easier, basically. So yeah. Even if you're out of rhythm, you can get back in, or you can just kind of wing it. Honestly, winging it works pretty well if you have a Dragon Hunter crossbow or a T-bow. You'll probably kill the head pretty quick. If you have a blowpipe, it's a lot more tricky. The blowpipe running method is a lot harder. You have to attack every 2 ticks, so you're taking a lot more auto attacks, and it's a lot more click intensive. There's a lot of downtime for me here, because I'm using a bow. Yeah, if you get the healing pools, just tank a little bit in the middle. You can get unlucky and get flame walled there, so if you're worried about getting flame walled, you can just move and not, or you can just take the heal basically and not stand in the middle. Remember, since you don't have water spells, or if you don't have water spells, you really don't want to get hit by the flame wall, and the best way to avoid that is just to keep moving. Where it's really important that I don't just turn the head from left to right. I want to make sure that it goes middle first, because if it goes middle, it buys me a lot of time. Nice. Alright, I hope that helped anyone that is struggling with solo Olm.